So, Ankur, I have admitted people into the meeting.
We'll wait for a few minutes and then let people join in. Good afternoon, everyone. For today's session, I hope I am clearly audible.
Yes,
And
you are.
I welcome everyone to today's session. And I thank also each of you that as I consider everyone who join in for our session, not only as a customer, but they are also real investors in their health because you're taking that special time out to invest in your health and and I'm sure that you will get a lot of value for your time today. So I'm Ankur. I'm co-founder of WellCure, and I welcome you all for the session. And WellCure, as I mentioned, is also is a platform which we had built up for everyone who's seeking holistic health, who's seeking solutions to their day-to-day problems, or also who want to learn about different aspects of health, whether it's cooking or taking care of your body or sleep or breath. So we have programs both live and e-learning ranging from topics related to food. Millets is obviously one of them, fermentation, baking. So, and all programs are rooted in one aspect that is health. And all programs are whole plant-based courses. So that's the course. It's not just, even the millet course, it's not just about health. It's just about, or just cooking. It is integration of both. And then we have a collection of close to 1,000 recipes on our platform, which you can look into, and a Q&A support if you're looking for any health queries, an expert answer to those queries. And if you want hand holding for your health problem, so we have a team of health qualified health coaches to help you in this journey. So do visit our platform and download our app on both Apple and Android, and give us feedback how we can serve you better. So coming to today's session, I'll just like to give you a few instructions. Shweta, can you move the slide?
Yes, Ankur.
Yeah. Yeah. So just please stay on mute when you're not speaking. Please make sure your phones are silent so you can put in your energies to the session. Any questions will be taken up towards the end. Please put in the chat and make sure your questions are relevant to the session. And so that's what I would like to emphasize. And now coming to today's session, millets is such an important topic in today's time, because certainly people feel it's a new fad, but as I'd interacted with Pallavi, she shared that in fact millet was a predominant grain in India at the time of independence, and I was very surprised to know that fact. And millet has two aspects. One is obviously health. Not only it has a high amount of fiber, but also has significantly high nutrition elements, which I'm sure Pallavi will be giving you details today. And another aspect of millets is its great contribution to the environment. The amount of resources, the amount of water which is consumed by millets is significantly less than other grains. And so it's not only a one aspect related to personally for our own health, but also a great contributor in terms of how environmentally friendly the grain is. And hence millet board have been formed in by Government of India to encourage the use and consumption of millets. So, Pallavi, I would like to share that I've been, been in touch with her for almost last 1 year, and she is multidimensional. She is an entrepreneur. She runs Millet for Health venture, and she has a shop in Noida also, and does online supplies. And she does a lot of runs like a social enterprise. So Millets is wherein they work directly with farmers in procuring and doing training also for them to make sure that
Ankur, you're on mute
Ankur,
now.
oh, so I got mute just now, or I was
No. Now it's all right. We can hear you.
okay. So yeah, I was sharing that it's the third dimension of her expertise is obviously how to convert millets into uh, day-to-day recipes, and I was surprised that there was hardly any recipes which we could make normally which can't be made with millet. So whether it's a cake, or whether it's a biscuit, or a shepherd's pie, which I believe will be shared today's recipe, or drinks, or even in our surprise, she shared, we can make ice cream also with millets. So, and most of these recipes have come due to her zeal of innovating and experimenting. And so I think, I would now leave you in her expert hands to make sure that you get great value from the program, and do wait for the special offer for our program, which we will be sharing at the end of the session today. Thank you. Over to you, Pallavi.
thank you so much, Ankur. For the quite an interest, and we are seeing a lot of participation. So I'm happy that I'm part of all of you. Can you hear me clearly?
Now it's better. Yeah. In between, we lost you a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to be a bit louder, and I will now share my screen to the presentation. Grass seeds that were used quite predominantly in the Indian subcontinent many years ago. They were a staple in many parts of the country, and like Ankur mentioned earlier, in fact, till the early 1960s, 1959, 60, 61, till that time, we were using in India almost 70% of the country was growing and eating millets, and over time, post that time, it has gradually gone down in consumption. So they used to be a staple in most of the country pre Green Revolution, and after that we became a nation that eats only two grains, which is wheat and rice, and millets slowly became out of circulation. So in fact, as Indians, these were our staple grains that we were consuming, not really wheat and rice. Why do we need to be eating millets? Millets excellent for the environment.
Pallavi,
Great for the farmers. So they don't the poor soil. Can you hear me?
no, Pallavi, your voice is breaking in between. I hope there's no connectivity issue at your end. Pallavi, you can try closing your video. Just put your video off and then try speaking. Pallavi, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, maybe Pallavi, you can try putting your video off and then speak with your screen share.
I will, but I just checked my network, Shweta. I am on 32 Mbps. So there is no network issue here.
Okay, let's continue. In case there is a problem, then we'll try to resolve it without the video.
Okay. All right. So we were talking about why we need to be consuming millets. So there are three different benefits that we can talk, we can attribute to millets. Number one, they're good for the farmers. Second, they're good for the environment. And third, which we are obviously very concerned about, they're excellent for us and they're good for our health. How are they good for farmers? They don't need any pesticides, fertilizers to grow. They grow in the farmers, possibly they cannot grow anything else. They grow in low rainfall conditions, in unfertile soils. And this basically means nutritional and livelihood security in areas where poor communities don't have a lot of options. So they are very, very hardy crops, and this, in this sense, they are great for the farmers. They are good for consumers because they are gluten free, they are alkaline, they have they are rich in several micronutrients. So the characteristics of millets are across all, and they're all high fiber complex carbohydrates. So it's not that they're not carbs, they are carbs, but they're complex carbohydrates, which means that they have a very high fiber content and they break down slowly in our system. They take longer to break down, they give us energy for sustained periods. So they are, and they are extremely nutritious. So they have a high mineral content. They are also extremely easy to cook. Now, of course, we are realizing more and more, and people are realizing that they are easy to cook and they are very versatile. But people, when they start off with cooking with millets, they sometimes do face issues. They think that they are not easy to cook with. You just need some tweaks, some changes in your diet, some changes in the ways of cooking, but they're extremely easy to adapt to any sort of kitchen. Of course, they are good for the environment. They are a lower burden on the water resources. When we are comparing to white paddy rice, to grow 1 kg of paddy rice, I mean, so this, we are not interactive right now. Otherwise, I really like to ask this question to people. It takes a huge amount of water to grow. So anything between 7,000 to 10,000 liters of water to grow 1 kg of paddy rice. Whereas millets, they take less than 1/3 of that. So, and they are rain fed. So they grow in 1 or 2 rains. They grow in areas where there is very low rainfall and they don't need to be irrigated. They also contribute to agricultural biodiversity, preservation of traditional farming methods, and various other things in terms of how the chemical outflow into the environment, all of that. So they are extremely good for the environment too. So it's when you're making a choice to increase more millets in your diet, you're not just benefiting yourself. I mean, of course, the benefits to you will be huge, they'll be tremendous, you and your family, but also indirectly you're contributing to betterment of the lives of the farmers and the environment in general. So if you have any questions, I know some people are raising hands. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box and we will address them in the end. Who can eat millets? Just about everyone. For young ones, after 6 months, 7 months, when you're starting them on introduction of solids, millets make an excellent transition. They are a must include in the diets of young children when we are transitioning them to solid foods, because they contribute to, literally, I mean, of course, we know that our body is what we eat, right? We know that. For young children, they are literally the building blocks. Whatever they are consuming is a building blocks of who they are becoming. So food is extremely critical, and millets are very important. They contribute to bone building. They contribute to physical, mental, all sorts of development. They are great for young children and teenagers. They are a great source of energy. They meet all types of nutritional requirements. So apart from, of course, fiber and all of that, the aspects that we talked about, which are excellent for lifestyle disease management and other things, millets are very rich in several nutrients and micronutrients. So they are very good in that sense. For adults, they are excellent for our fast-paced life. They provide healthy alternative. It keeps lifestyle diseases at bay. For women, millets have the capacity to meet special nutritional needs, B vitamins, iron, calcium, all of which that many women are deficient in our country, especially. For elderly also, they are extremely easy to digest, and they help in management as well as prevention of very specific health related issues too. In 2019, there was a study, and of course there have been more studies since. There was a study on millet meals, and it shows that millets boost growth of children by up to 50%. They did a study on 1,500 children, school-going children. Half of them were fed a millet-based diet, half of them were, this was in South India, so half of them were fed white rice-based diet. And the children who were on a millet-based diet, they grew up to 50% more in weight and in height. And I personally feel I can vouch for mental development of children also, because I have done this with my own family. Health benefits of millets, there are several. These are just a few. Second, so they are anti-diabetic, they lower blood glucose response, and they have a lower glycemic index and an overall low glycemic load also. Reduction of oxidative stress, free radicals are removed in which reduce the oxidative stress. They have anti-cancer properties, they are anti-hypertensive, they prevent in coronary heart disease, treatment of stomach ulcers, they help in prevention of obesity because of high fiber, hunger satisfaction, and increased satisfaction and satiety when we talk about consumption of millets. Oh, and so all our millets, they can be categorized into two, major and minor millets. There are about 9 types of popularly available millets in the country. Major millets, they don't have a hard indigestible husk. So major millets are basically bajra, jwar, and ragi. And minor millets are some of the other millets that you may have heard of, which are foxtail millet, little millet, kodo, proso, barnyard, and brown top, 6 millets. So the major millets don't have a hard husk. They can be directly, they can be cleaned and directly, ground into atta or eaten, made into dalia and other things. So major millets, these 3 are more suited for atta and these kind of things and dalia. Minor millets, the outer husk cannot be digested, so the outer husk needs to be removed. In fact, I'll show you an example here. If you could see this, this is the seed of kodo millet. Okay, so this has a outer husk. This is what the seed looks like. It's dark brown. And when we dehusk it, this is kodo millet in the rice form. So the outer husk is removed and the millet has come into the rice form. This cannot be digested in this form. Even if you feed it to the birds, they will not eat the outer husk. They will leave it and eat what's inside. Okay, so this is just one example to show you about the minor millets. That needs to be removed. They became unpopular, of course, over time because of the drudgery of work, the manual cleaning that mostly women of the household had to do. Now there are a lot of other methods to process these and process these at scale. So they are easier to get into our kitchens now. So that sort of concludes my oral presentation. You can, Shweta, you can take it here to see whether we want to take questions. They can ask.
Yeah, sure. Pallavi, I would request you to, if you could stop sharing the screen and show the millets again once you're on full screen, because people were not able to see.
The seed and the husked millet. So this is kodo. This is the seed of kodo, which is removed, and this is kodo in the rice form after the outer husk is removed. Is this clear? Can I remove it now?
Yeah, so I'll, yeah, okay. So you can remove this. I'll share my screen and brief everyone about what's included in the e-learning course, post which we will do the recipe video demo, and then we'll take up questions.
Yeah, so I can see there are lots of very good and very interesting questions that are coming up. I would ask people to be patient and wait for answers to the questions. I will answer them. So just let's look at the video first. And if you have any questions on the video, also the recipe and other things that people that we are sharing, you can ask those also at the end.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So basically, I would want you all to know a little bit more about what the Millets for Health Cooking e-course, which is an e-learning course, all about. So on your screen, you can see in this course, of course, done by Pallavi, you will learn to cook with 7 different varieties of millets. And these are all, of course, because millets are gluten-free vegan recipes. And along with the recipes, there are 15 plus recipe videos done by Pallavi, and one of those you will be able to see right now in this session. And then there are concept videos, the knowledge sharing videos about millets. Plus, there are 2 bonus session recordings. So these were live sessions which Pallavi did sometime back with WellCure. So recordings of those sessions are also available as bonus session recordings in the e-learning program. And then there is this recipe book which you can download. All the course recipes can be downloaded in the form of this ebook. So this is broadly, the course highlights. These are the 3 modules and the recipes. Maybe I'll have the screen on for some time for you people to have an idea of what are the recipes that are covered in this course. And these are the concepts. Again, these are all videos shot by Pallavi where she's talking about the various concepts, for developing an understanding about what millets are, history of millets, benefits, and how to choose millets, how to add millets into your diet. So all these concepts are there as videos in the e-learning course. And so on the e-learning course, the advantage is that you can access the course on your mobile through an app or on your computer at your convenience. It's a very easy to follow format, and the recipe ebook you can download. You will have access to the course for 90 days on the e-learning platform. And any queries that you may have while you're trying those recipes or related to millet concepts, Pallavi will be there to answer your queries through the e-learning platform. So this was about the e-learning course. Now we would like, I think that is the most exciting part of today's session. We will, this is a preview of one of the recipes from the course only. We will show you the video of this recipe to give you an idea how the videos are shot, what are the recipe videos like in the course. And of course, this recipe we will share as text also after the session. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Karishma, I'll request you to please start the video.
Yeah, sure.
Karishma, there is no audio.
Now we are going to learn how to make a vegan version of a millet-based shepherd's pie. This is a very interesting dish, and you can incorporate a whole lot of vegetables in this, whatever is available in season, and it tastes really fantastic. The millet that we are going to use for this is either little millet or barnyard millet. That's your choice. I'm going to be using little millet today for our recipe. Why I like to use either of these two millets is because they are the smallest in size, and so they don't overwhelm the whole dish, and it's not, while it maintains a carb balance in the entire recipe, it's not too grainy, so it doesn't overwhelm the entire dish. And you can taste the millet, you can taste the vegetables, and everything comes together in a balanced palate. Little millet is very high in iron, and it's excellent for digestion, and for overall gut health, for digestive issues, even for many reproductive disorders, it's highly recommended. So let's get started. First, we are going to start off by preparing the base of the pie, and then we are going to prepare the topping of the pie, which is going to go on top. So I'll just go over the ingredients. For the base of the pie, we are going to need finely chopped garlic, onions, zucchini, bell peppers. You can add carrots. You can add any other vegetables you want. Some little millet. So I've washed and kept the little millet. Tomato puree. And some salt, and of course some oil if you would like to use oil. And then we'll be cooking the base. For the topping, we need boiled and mashed potatoes. You can use cashew cream or any other nut-based vegan cream. Some coarsely ground fresh black pepper, and some salt. So this is going to be the topping. We're going to mix it together and then put it on top and put the whole thing into bake. So let's get started. Just add a little bit of oil. So in those are garlic. I like to add quite a lot. So this is almost 6 to 7 cloves of the garlic. I really like that garlicky taste. I'm going to add the chopped onions. And just saute this for a bit. It softens just a little bit. We'll add the rest of the vegetables. So now that our onions and garlic are slightly cooked, I'm going to add the rest of the vegetables. So this is chopped zucchini. Mix it well, and I'll add the rest of the vegetables as well. Bell pepper, yellow, red, you can add carrots as well. Whatever is in season and whatever you want to add, you can add. So now I'm going to do this. I'm going to add some washed and pre-soaked, now drained little millet, because we're not adding any water to this. So this is pre-soaked for 2 hours, washed thoroughly, pre-soaked for 2 hours, and then drained. And I'm adding this little millet. So this is about half a cup of little millet that I'm gradually going to add. You can, so if you want it more grainy or less grainy, don't add more than half cup, because then that will be too much. But depending on whether you want it more or less grainy, you can add the quantity you need. Because remember that this is not going to stay like this. The millet is going to cook and become bigger in size. And why I like to add little millet, like I mentioned earlier, so this is that it stays with the whole the veggies and doesn't overwhelm the flavor of the veggies. It just mixes very well together. Mix this. I'm going to add some salt, some black pepper, some oregano and other seasoning. We'll adjust and add more salt later if required. This is coarsely ground black pepper. And once this is done, I'm going to just cover this and let it cook for a while. And once this is cooked, I'm going to add the tomato puree. This is a puree of about 5 to 6 tomatoes. So I'll partially cook this, then I'll cover it, add the tomato puree, mix it, and then let it cook for a little while more. So our vegetables are slightly cooked. I'm going to just reduce the heat on this. And so it take about 5 minutes for these to cook because they shouldn't become too mushy. And I'll add the tomatoes. So this is just puree tomatoes, 5 to 6. Gradually add the mix to this because I don't want it to become too watery. Our base has to be cooked and moist, but it shouldn't be too watery. And you can add more or less tomatoes depending on how you prefer the taste. Keep in mind that the millets have to cook all the way through. So you need to definitely consider that aspect. And once we've added the tomatoes, if you feel, you can readjust it for salt and seasoning. Right, so this is the consistency. It's not too watery, right? And on low heat, just cook it till you find that the vegetables are almost cooked at this stage, but the millet still has to cook. So it will find it will take about approximately 10 minutes more, and we have to just finish cooking all the millets. Cover this. So after cooking the base or while cooking the base, we can start preparing the topping of the pie. I'm going to start off the top layer of the pie by boiling some potatoes. So these are boiled and mashed potatoes. To this, I'm going to add some cashew cream. Just to make the entire thing easy to spread. Probably have to use my hands for this so that it mixes well together. Basically, this is like a nice mashed potato topping for the pie. So you can use any nut butters for this as well instead of the cashew cream. Butter works very well with this entire mix. So this is mixed well together. I'm going to add salt and again freshly ground black pepper and coarsely ground, not very fine. So that will give a very nice taste to our topping. Just mix the entire thing together. This is a nice creamy topping, which is going to, so when we put the base in the pie dish and this topping on top, it's going to be to a nice brown. It gives the entire pie a nice flavor. Now our base is cooked and the topping is cooked. So I'm just going to assemble the pie before putting it into bake. You can see how the millet is cooked when it changes its color slightly. It's not as white and opaque anymore. So I'm just going to add the filling to the base of the pie. And once I'm done doing this, I'm going to add the topping. Now we're done with the base. And I'm going to add the topping. So you can see how the millet is all nicely cooked and the vegetables are cooked. Now I'll just add the topping. The potatoes. If you want, you can use a sweet potato in replacement of regular potatoes as well, and give it your own twist in terms of the flavors you want to add to the top layer. I just find the regular ones tend to go very well with this entire recipe, but sweet potatoes can also be used. If you're the creative type, you can use a nice, like an icing thing to make lovely designs on top as well. Or you can just let it be like this. Okay, now the pie is ready to bake. For events, parties, or even for special dinners, you can get this bit ready ahead of time. And when your guests are supposed to come or just before the dinner, you can put it in the oven to bake, and you can have like a nice hot dish ready to serve to people. So that's one of the things I often do. And beware, when you're making this dish, you have to make at least 2 dishes of this if you're serving to a decent serving size. Now our pie is assembled. We are going to preheat the oven at 180 for some time, and then we are going to bake the pie at 180 for around 20 minutes. Do keep checking for browning of the crust. So if you find that it is browned before then you can switch it off and it's ready to serve. So our pie is finally baked and ready. You can see how it's evenly and nicely baked and slightly browned on top. You can serve this along with your sides of choice like a bread or anything else. Although I personally find that it's a full meal in itself because it has the carbs and the veggies and everything else, and it's just the perfect combination.
So that looks like a very tempting recipe indeed, Pallavi. I think now people are really waiting to have their questions answered. So shall we start with the Q&A?
Yeah, so I'm just going to go on top and see what the questions were. That recipe is indeed very good, one of my personal favorites. Can you hear me? Or it's showing me my internet connection is unstable. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, although there was a little disturbance, but as of now, we can hear you.
Okay, so just give me a shout out, then I'll switch the networks in
Right.
case there's trouble. So I'll just go on top and I'm going to start answering the questions. मिलेट्स का हिंदी वर्ड क्या है? मिलेट्स का हिंदी वर्ड जो ब्रॉड टर्म है उसको कदन बोलते हैं, छोटा अनाज, मतलब इस तरीके से उसका नाम दिया गया है कदन। पर कदन बहुत पॉपुलर नाम नहीं है, तो उसको मिलेट्स के नाम से ही जानते हैं। और जो इंडिविजुअल मिलेट्स हैं उनके नाम से हम ज़्यादा जानते हैं, जैसे कि बाजरा, ज्वार, मड़ुआ, कंगनी, कोदो, सामा, ये सारे नाम हम ज़्यादा जानते हैं जो इंडिविजुअल मिलेट्स के नाम हैं उनको। How to recognize millets and how to give to children in tasty way. How to recognize millets? I mean, you need to look at what the grains actually look like. I showed you one of them, and I'm sure there's a lot of information available online. Our course is very detailed on that, so you'll be able to see the individual pictures of each of the millets and see how they look. The important thing when you're recognizing millets, make sure don't buy any polished millets. So the sama that you get during fasting time in the market, that's very white, that's very polished. So don't consume polished millets. Millets are at best cream to beige in color. बेज से हल्का हुआ तो वो सेमी पॉलिश्ड होगा, क्रीमिश भी ऑलमोस्ट थोड़ा हुआ तो वो सेमी पॉलिश्ड होता है। सामा और कुटकी, जो लिटिल मिलेट जो मैंने यूज किया, ये दोनों काफी एक जैसे दिखते हैं, तो व्रत में सामा यूज करते हैं, विच इज barnyard millet in English, and little millet is different, it's called कुटकी in हिंदी। पर ये दोनों भी सफेद नहीं होते हैं कलर में। तो रिकग्निशन में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट ये चीज है कि सफेद होगा तो मत लीजिएगा, वो उसमें कोई न्यूट्रिशन नहीं होता है। तो and how to give to children in interesting ways, there are many recipes. This is one of them. You can make cakes, you can make cookies, you can there is you can make kebabs, you can make tikki, you can make different types of rice things. There is just no end to what you can do with millets. बच्चों के लिए तो इडली, डोसा, डिपेंड करता है बच्चे की एज भी क्या है, तो उस हिसाब से भी आप दे सकते हैं। Effects on hypothyroidism, please, or effects on medicine effectiveness for thyroid. So I can't comment on medicine effectiveness for thyroid, but I do know that there are a lot of people who have benefited by going on a gluten-free diet and including millets in their diet, and people who have had thyroid, it has helped them because gluten is what causes the problems. Going off gluten helps. The only millet you should avoid having in excess when you're talking about thyroid is bajra. So don't, I mean, so you can have it. Even then you can have it. Have it in small quantities once a week, twice a week. Don't overdo the bajra. Everything else you can have. There's no problem. Foxtail millet is not bad for hypothyroidism. It is only bajra that has that correlation, that too in excessive quantities. What are the minor millets? So all the millets other than bajra, jwar and ragi. So minor millets are basically the ones with the hull, and minor millets are the one that can be consumed like rice. We even have ravas available. We have them available in like, so this is like a minor millet ka poha. This is foxtail poha. So foxtail available in poha form. So millets are also, they are available in the rice form. They are available in poha form. They are available in suji form. Our brand Millets for Health, it's available online. We are based in Noida, so we deliver all over any Delhi NCR. So you can also order from us. I'll share our number for ordering. It's 9212. Somebody else can type it because if I type now, my screen, the question tally will go. So the number is 9212791110. So this is the number you can call us on, and we have all of these products available. Okay.
Pallavi, I'm so sorry to interrupt the flow of Q&A, but we're also getting some requests that people want to know about the course fee structure and all. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just put that screen on share, just talk about the course fee, and then we can continue with the Q&A.
Sure.
So so this is what we have today. We have a limited discount running on this course. So this original price of this Millets for Health cooking course, which is an e-learning course, is 1969. And so if you register today, we have a 30% off, and you can buy the course at 1378. So and on you can scan this QR code to make payments, or there are these alternate payment methods also mentioned on your screen. Use Millets 30 as a coupon code at the time of payment. So I would just re-emphasize, so this is just a limited period offer. So I'd request anybody who's interested in buying this course, which is a very extensive course, as you would have seen, in the details shared, and I have also shared the syllabus of the course in the chat box. So if you want to pay for this course and register yourself, so you can do avail of this 30% offer. This will be valid till tomorrow. So I'll leave the screen on for anybody who wants to make payments. And if there are any queries related to sales, we are open to taking them also. So for now, we'll continue with the user Q&As, Pallavi.
Yeah. Okay. What are the minor millets? So we talked about that again. Foxtail, Kodo, Little, Proso, Barnyard, Brown Top. These are the 6 minor millets, and then Bajra, Jwar, and Ragi, which is Bajra is pearl millet, Jwar is sorghum, Ragi is finger millet. These are the major millets. Okay. One second. What is the status of minor and major millet production in UP? I don't have exact figures on me right now, although I know the North, traditionally we've grown more of, we've sort of lost out on our minor millet production, but it's being revived in UP right now this year, but I don't have any exact figures to comment on. What is the right time to take millet? Can we have for dinner? You can have for any meal. It depends on your goal. If you're wanting to eat something like right in the morning that can keep you going for the rest of the day, then it's a good time to have it for breakfast, for a high energy breakfast. Even for weight loss, it's very good to have it for dinner. If you're in a sedentary job and if you don't want to feel sleepy after lunch is a good time to have millets, because it doesn't make you feel bloated and full like anything else would. So in that sense, millet would be a good option to take. It really depends on what your goal is with consumption of millets. Is quinoa a millet? Quinoa, so it's basically, it's not Indian. When we're talking about millets, we're talking about Indian grains. Quinoa is a South American grain, so it's not in the millet category, although it does have all the qualities that millets have. So it is gluten free, it is high in fiber, all of that. But that being said, millets are more suited to our genetic disposition as compared to quinoa, because they are Indian. I was told millet should be soaked for a long time before cooking. They don't need to be soaked for a long time, especially with the summers that we are having. You need to soak it at least for 2 hours. You should soak it, and you can consume it. And this is specifically for the millet rice variants. The whole millets of bajra, jwar, and ragi you cannot cook like rice. So they basically they are like to be used in atta form. The rice millets, they need to be soaked. Can millets be consumed twice in a day? Yes, they can be even consumed thrice in a day if you want, but you must make the journey gradually and slowly. Don't start off with all 3 meals in a day, and you can start off with once a day and gradually build it up. Soaking time minimum of 2 hours, and wash it well. Don't use discard the water. Use the same water. Should millets be consumed as a whole grain, or flour is equally beneficial? You can do both and have a balance. Millet flour is also good, because as long as you're getting flour which is not devoid of the fiber, so if you're getting freshly ground flour without the fiber removed, then it's equally beneficial. Of course, well, let's not say equally. See, what does happen is, when you're breaking anything down, you're doing half the job that your body is supposed to be doing outside the body. So it depends on, in terms of nutrition, yes, it will be the same. If it's not losing nutrients in the process of the grinding. But in terms of, say, for diabetes management, if you're having the more whole form you're having, the better it will be. So if you're having whole rice, it will be better. If you're having dalia, it will be better than having atta. So, but nutrition wise, it may be the same. Can we buy the ebook? I think that's a question that Velcure can answer for you. Uh, what cooked form is best? Is millet best like upma, roti, boiled, porridge? It is best in all the ways. If you should know how to cook it, which millet to use for what purpose, and also it depends on your eating preferences, what you like to eat. So it's a very personal question, but millets are good in all types of ways. You can have it in all different types of ways, and I would suggest that you experiment with all the different types of ways, so that there is no monotony in your meal when you're trying to include millets. It's varied. Treat it like you would treat rice or roti, rice or atta. Have it in different forms. Like, so if you treat it like you would treat wheat, you have it in upma form also, in roti form also, in porridge form also. We have wheat in all types of forms. Rice also we consume in multiple forms. So we should do the same thing with millets. There's questions about the recipe card. Instead of zucchini, what are the vegetables? Like I said, I've used lauki also. You can use, you can try pumpkin as well in this recipe too. Can kodo be used instead of little millet? Kodo can be used, just use a smaller quantity then, because otherwise the dish may become too grainy. So in this particular dish, it's like a balance of grains and vegetables and everything else. What is it called in Hindi? Little millet is called kutki in Hindi. A lot of people are saying that, I know somebody said that little millet is the same as the vrat ka chawal. It's not. Little millet is kutki. Vrat ka chawal is barnyard millet. But are zucchini more nutritious than our Indian varieties of gourd and cucumber? Oh, everything is different in nutrition. It's your choice. So you can use any sort of gourd. Cucumber, I would not suggest in this dish because it's being cooked and baked. But you can replace any sort of gourd, or you can replace it with pumpkin or anything else. Can't see the main dish, recipe card, Indian name, Hindi word. Which millet is good for roti and porridge? For roti, you can try it with all. Jwar is a very good millet for roti, sorghum. You can try any of the milder millet attas also. What is the Indian name of little millet? It is kutki, it's not sama chawal. Little millet is not the fasting rice, barnyard millet is. Okay. how to make cashew cream. You just need to pre-soak the cashews and grind them. That's it. It's very simple. Substitute for potato. Instead of potato, you can use sweet potato. You can use raw bananas. You can even use yam. So any of these things can be used. I like the potatoes. When you making the mashed potato and you add some cashew cream and some black pepper and salt, it tastes really nice. Like I think so when I'm making this dish, even the potato gets eaten on the side. My daughter really likes it. So I like the potato, but you can replace it. Can you share the recording? Okay. How does the millet cook without water? We are adding, so the millet will cook, and we are adding the tomato puree in that, and we are adding like I said, the quantity of little millet is very less. So it does cook and it cooks well, and the tomato puree that we add to that provides the moisture for the millet to cook. Does millet help in controlling blood pressure? It certainly does. From where to buy millets, I will put the number down for us and you can buy them from us. I can also share our Amazon storefront link. Is it a good idea to mix millet flour with wheat flour for making chapatis? It's not ideal to make millet and mix millet and wheat, but if you're trying to make a transition for your family, do so mix like one millet with wheat. So mix like that. Don't make it like a multi-grain thing. See, our body, it absorbs different grains at different times. So the digestion time is different. So the more mixing you do, the longer it takes. So the idea is and the goal is to reach a one grain thing at one meal, but you can, if you're trying to make an initial transition, you can mix it, but just keep your atta separately and mix it just before making, and don't mix more than 2 at a time. Should the little millet be soaked in water before cooking it? Definitely it needs pre-soaking at least 2 hours. Does millet help in body pain, and which is the best? So it depends on what you're having body pains for. So a lot of people have calcium deficiencies. For that, you need to increase ragi in your diet. For other sorts of issues, minor millets, diet based on minor millets work very well. मिलेट्स के साथ कैल्शियम सप्लीमेंट नहीं लेने हैं क्या? अगर आपको कैल्शियम की ज़रूरत है तो मेरा सजेशन होगा कि आप स्प्राउटेड रागी का आटा लें. स्प्राउटेड रागी से जो है आपका, अगर आपको डायबिटीज़ नहीं है तो, अगर डायबिटीज़ है तो फिर नॉर्मल रागी लें, वो भी अच्छा होता है. बट इफ़ यू आर नॉट डायबिटिक तो आप स्प्राउटेड रागी ज़रूर. स्प्राउटेड रागी हम बच्चों के लिए भी रेकमेंड करते हैं, बड़ों के लिए भी रेकमेंड करते हैं, महिलाओं के लिए भी करते हैं. बिकॉज रागी को स्प्राउट करने के बाद उसका जो उसमें से जो कैल्शियम है उसका डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी, उसका अब्जॉर्प्शन और रिटेंशन बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. तो यू कैन यूज स्प्राउटेड रागी. तो सप्लीमेंट की धीरे धीरे आपको ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, आप ये ट्राई करके देख सकते हैं. शुड वी यूज अनपॉलिश्ड और पॉलिश्ड मिलेट्स? Yes, please, unpolished only, not polished. Polished have no fiber and no nutrition. Can different kinds of millets be mixed? They can be. There's nothing wrong in that, but don't use too much mixing. In South, we use millets in variety: pulao, dosa, idli, upma. Yes, that's a very good way of using it. Can we eat millets daily, or is there any time limit? You can eat it daily. Make the transition gradually. Can millets be consumed along with normal medication? Yes, millet is a food, it's not a medication. So just like you can consume rice or wheat, you can consume millets along with medication. What should be the proportion of millets in case we need to make rotis? So it's actually not proportion so much. So if you're asking, I think what you're asking is how much atta is needed per person. See, when you're consuming millets, you need to reduce the quantity that you're having as compared to, so if you're having this much rice, you need to have this much millet, cooked millet. If you're having 2 rotis or 3 rotis, you need to have 1 or 1.5 roti of millet, because it's high satiety, it fills you up more. Many people, they eat it and then they think it's not getting digested. It's just that we eat more than we need. So you need to eat, keep the quantity in check. You need to eat lesser quantity. Yes, we have all over India delivery. Is nutrition lost during making flakes or rava from millet grain? Not so much during flakes, but rava does see a little loss in terms of overall fiber. Even then, even so, it is the rava from millets is much better and much more nutritious, much more high in fiber as compared to the suji or rava from rice or wheat. So only Rava sees a little loss in fiber. The flakes do not. I am from Dubai. Is there a link? I think Velcure can help you with that. I'm sure they take registrations. How many types of millets? 9 types of commercially available millets. My brand name is Millets for Health. We started this, my husband and I, his name is Rajiv. We started this social enterprise to benefit farmers from Andhra Pradesh, Anantapur. At present, we are working with close to 2,000 millet farmers in that area. We are helping them grow more millets, increase their incomes, and avoid crop failures, and a lot of other very, very interesting work that we're doing in that area, and trying to bring more and more of their products to the market, trying to get them a better and better price for their millets. How can we buy a bag of millets? The number is there, and you can also buy off Amazon. I can, if you ping me on that number, if you want to buy from Amazon, I can send you the storefront link, or you can order directly from us. Is bajra and jowar to be taken season wise? I have flakes, how to use them. Bajra, no, you can, there is nothing as such as seasonality. It's just that if you find anything is heating for your body, you can pair it. You can have it in fermented forms. You can pair it with cooling spices, etc. Can we make roti simply by millet flour? Yes, you need to know the method. We have done it in the cooking course. Millet poha doesn't need to be soaked for long. It's already partly cooked. So because they boil it and then they make it into poha. So you just need to moisten it. Don't even wash it so much. Can you mix millets? Yes, you can. Don't mix it too much. Millets get worms fast, so I keep in the fridge. Does it lose nutrition if stored in fridge? No, but buy how much ever you need at one time, then buy again. Try to get fresh, especially when you're getting attas, flours. Try to get fresh, because millet attas become rancid very fast. Can we make fulka roti with millet flour? Yes, you can, and we've done it in the session. I have ragi flakes. How to use them? You can lightly roast them and use them as cereal. You can make it into like a granola. You can have them like namkeen, many different ways, or you can make poha out of it. But I like the other ways. For ragi, I like the other ways more. What was the quantity of millets in the recipe? We used 50 grams, I think. Oh, sorry, half a cup. Correct, half a cup of not 50 grams, but half a cup. When buying millets, which brand? Mentioned Rava rice type on the packet. Millets for Health. That's what our brand is. That's the only one I recommend. Which millets are best consumed in summers? All can be done. In summers, try to have it in fermented forms, very well cooked forms with a lot of water, ways like that. So that's better for the summers. Ambli, khichdi, dosa. These are better ways of having it in the summer. Can we eat multigrain atta? Only if you're making the multigrain atta yourself. Otherwise, make sure that you read the label of what you're buying online. Unable to make rotis using sprouted nachni flour. What can be made using it? Sprouted nachni flour is very good for halwa. It is very good for, if you can make like atta ka upma, it's very good for that. You can bake cookies with it. You can put some in idli dosa batters. You can make ambali from it. You can make it into a drink. Just cook a little bit with water. Give you fresh attas. So when you order the atta from us, that's when we grind it, and that's when it's given. If you're not able to do the pre-soaking process for millets, another thing that you can do, especially for the attas, another thing you can do is knead the atta and keep it for a few hours and then make it. So it does the same thing. But the attas that you get from us, they are freshly ground. So only after the customer places the order, we grind the atta. And we have a free facility, because we need to grow. Because and right now market is not
Nidhi, I'm so sorry, but your
I'll share with you something very recent that we have,
Pallavi, so I think we are coming towards the end of the time limit that we have for the session. And questions, of course, will keep pouring in, and you've been very patient in answering them all. So I think we will just maybe take the participants once again through the details of the course and then conclude the session for now. I'll just request Ankur to please share the details.
Sure. Thanks, Pallavi, for enlightening us, with so many queries, and that was the whole reason why we thought having a course is so important, because not much information is available publicly, and there are people are doing a lot of transition from a normal lifestyle to a millet-based lifestyle, or including millets in the day-to-day diet, and a lot of guidance will be needed in the initial phase till it becomes a day-to-day thing for everyone. So let me take through the course, and you can also give your inputs specifically in terms of the recipes you have covered. So Shweta, can you take us to the first slide, and then wherein we have mentioned about the course? Yeah. So just before that, also for a few minutes, so yeah. So in this, we have shot these. The video you saw today was from the course itself. So we have 15 such recipe videos, and almost an hour, 2 hour recordings of each of South Indian theme and a snack theme sessions, which Pallavi had done. And just due to COVID, things were a little got stuck. But now we are planning to do a little bit more set of recipes. So in a couple of months we'll add new content as well. And plus, there is an ebook where we have shared number of recipes, including the text of recipes of the videos which you've seen. And the best part is that the recipes have been chosen quite after a lot of thought, to make sure each variety is covered. Plus you get, so Shweta, can you move to the second slide? So we thought, okay, for day-to-day and for also celebration, what kind of recipes would be needed. So we have module 2, which is dedicated to rotis and breads, which covers every type of breads, whether it is baked bread, or a normal day-to-day fulka, or even akki roti. And then obviously we have meal bowls, and dosa, and even salads. So that's we covered. And obviously our desserts, which we all love. So we have cake, laddu. So again, in this we have tried to cover all types, from the continental style to our Indian cuisine. And also elements from South Indian cuisine have been included. So that's how after a lot of thought we've designed the course to make sure it is relevant for everyone who's seeking. And the best part is that you will get support to your queries, and we keep moving ahead. So just to finally share the offer details. So Shweta, can you move to the last slide? Yeah. So the course, we've been selling at 1969, but just for today and tomorrow, for the participants in the program, we are putting it up as a 30% discount. So please don't let this opportunity go, and you will get the course access. You can access via your laptop or desktops, and also via mobile app. So it will be very, very convenient. You can watch it as per your convenience. They're very well shot, as you've seen the example, and each and every step have been in detail covered by Pallavi, including types of millets and some of the queries which we keep on getting. So that's it from us. We will keep the slide on, and if there are any more queries about the course and how to buy and other things, you can be part of the group wherein we'll answer the queries. And we hope to see you there, and we'll also be sharing the recording of this session in the group by end of day or by maximum tomorrow morning. So anyone has any question, we'll keep the slide on for a few more minutes and then we'll close the session. You can ask the queries if there are any related to the course. So thanks everyone. We'll now be closing the session. So thanks to you, Pallavi, for giving us your time, and thanks everyone who joined in the session today. We'll be sharing all the details about the session and the course in the group as well. So please don't forget to join the WhatsApp group if you have more queries about the course. And see you soon. Thank you. Thanks, Pallavi.
Thank you. Thanks, Ankur. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.